Good morning, everyone. This is Robert Pulse coming to you from a really brisk morning in North Carolina, setting everything up here so you can take and see what's going on. Let's see. I want that screen there and let's share. All righty. You should be seeing the front page of the presentation. Uh, this was done. This is a RootsMagic life summary features. This was done for the RootsMagic users group. This is the Muskogee, one of 7 groups I'm in, 7 genealogy and history societies. And it's for the Muskogee group. They have a RootsMagic SIG, you might call it. And we get together once a month and talk about things. And I was asked to take and do the life summary. I had no idea what it was about yet. So anyway, I'm not a professional and I'm not an expert genealogist. I'm just an amateur like you. Sometimes I know something you don't know and I share it with you, and maybe you know something I don't know. And so I put out these vlogs so that we'd have a collaborative effort here. And maybe you'll put something in the comment. Big thank you to those that have already done so. My workflow's improved and I appreciate that. That's why I do these things. Do the videos because when I do a presentation, they think I go too fast, and that's probably true. And so I do it so you can rewind it and see what I'm doing, and maybe learn something, or maybe tell me something that I can use. All the views are expressed are mine. I'm in 7 genealogy and historical societies, and I don't represent any of them. And you see, I have 2 one name user groups there. If you have any of those surnames, please come and see me. I'm going to put some more in there. In fact, because there's a lot of people out there doing dry research. And so first off, let's see what the differences are. So this is RootsMagic 10, and this is RootsMagic 11. And the summary used to be here, and it was under details and so on. And they have now moved that over here. Now, this tab used to be called Family, and I never used it. Never found a need for it. Never could use it. But I think I'm going to use Life Summary. And I didn't know much about it until I was given this assignment. Let me see. Let's get this up a little bit bigger so you can see it. Okay, there you go. That might be a little bit bigger. And so anyway, I started taking and getting ready for this presentation. And some of the things I want to show you is that if you expand it out, like I have here, you get the numbers in each one of these. Now, those numbers are a little controversial. They're not necessarily a count, for instance, of the media, as a count of the number of times the media have been tagged. And so, and there's you have to take them with a grain of salt, but look at them as a figure of merit for taking and looking at down below them. I don't particularly like the way the life summary opens up, and I'll show that to you in a minute. So I don't know if it's worthwhile. Let's do this. Here's what RootsMagic 10 looks like in a bigger format, and then let's go to RootsMagic 11. Okay. All righty. In addition to this, in my notes that are going to be coming down, you will receive this. And just to give you a little heads up, this is for people that want to take and pursue a subject more with more advanced research. So Bruce publishes all these videos, Bruce Busby, who's the father of all this software. And I've gone through and I've indexed them by timestamp, various YouTube videos for the information. So this will be in the description with this video. So you can just click on this, go to that point in the video, and get basic information about birth, death, and birth, marriage, and death. Okay. You can go here about switching spouses. You can go here down here for 7:32 in this video, and you can get these buttons. The buttons I'm talking about right now. And so this will be in my notes. And so let's talk about this first. All right, let's go to this tab here. This is notes. Okay, and it opens up. Now, the key thing about notes that you should recognize is that if it doesn't have an asterisk here, it doesn't have a note on it. Okay, so if you want to take and play with this a little bit, you might want to start up here. And let's see if I've got that loaded. Nope, that's the wrong thing. Uh, ELD. There we go. I need to store that in my on my clipboard. Okay, so you just put any term up there that you think is in here, and it'll show up the item over here. This is the item, and this is the item, and then here's your note. Okay, now you can do everything with this that you could normally do with a normal note. So you can take an edit and so on. Oh, before I get into this too far, let me close this for a second. You should know that these icons now have been added to, so there we go, along this side here, and they've been added to this here. Yeah, can't type, can they? And here in searches now, find. This takes a second, and looky here. You have you have this information on the side. So we're going to talk about this in a minute. So the same information will show up on search. You can really define that you've got the right person. Look at this. You go down through here, you get all the details. Let's open this up a little bit more. And here, and here, and here, and just whatever you've got in there will start showing up. Okay. And that's in search. So when you're setting up a basic search criteria, it's an advanced search, it's in everything. So that's a late breaking announcement. I didn't catch that until towards the end. So, oops, nope. Cancel. I want to go back to people. There's here we go. So we're going to take and look at notes well, we did look at notes and we put in Garfield, and notice how everything comes up over here. Okay. So that's notes, and you can edit it like you normally would. And then here's sources. And sources come up. It's the same thing. Now, looky here. You can choose all sources, persons that have sources attached to them. Okay. You can have references, go by reference. These are all the items that you have for that individual. So you can go by each one. So you can see residents in 1910. And these are the sources that are attached to this. Now, this is my composite file. I don't ever clean this file up. So it's going to have multiple duplicate entries in it. And that's what you're seeing. And so here's another one. So not as many copies or merges have occurred in this one. Okay. And you can do the same thing here. You can take this, go back to all records, put in Garfield. It was on the pass, and it comes up with a source for Garfield. So let's find a grave index. Okay. All righty. So, and you can do everything over here and editing that source and source citation. I personally think this is great. This is a way in which you can take and see if all your sources names are proper for that individual. And you just see the sources for that individual. Also, you have this up here. This is add a source. This is delete a source. This is memorize a citation. This is paste a citation and rearrange citations. Now that's something that people have been asking for. So you can take and move citations up and down in this sheet. They have been asking for that. And let's see, what's this? I've forgotten what this is. Memorize this citation. Okay. So that's the same thing as this. All right. Close. Then we have media. Come on, sometime today. Okay. You have the gallery view. You have the list view. You can take and add to it. Add a new one. You can delete it. And you can rearrange media. Now that's also I think it's been there before, but it's right here where you can do it right on the person page. You don't have to go down 7 layers and click. Okay. View the media item. Okay. So you can click right down through here and you can take and go to, where are they? There they are. There's Beverly and so on. And here's Harry B. So he's a child in his father's family. There's his grandfather. Okay. And then you can edit it. Okay. All right. Let's close this. And then you have, let's see, I did that. Here's task. Okay. Again, you can do tasks by each one of the items that you've entered on that individual. You can do a search for task. I don't think Aunt Garfield is going to yield anything in that particular instance. But anyway, so it's here's the tasks that are assigned to him. You can see how many times this thing's been duplicated. You can add a task and delete a task. I probably ought to delete most of those. Make it a lot easier. I haven't done it in the past. Okay, you have health information. Okay, and this is the same thing. You can add and delete. You can expand this. Okay, health conditions. I believe this is same thing was in 10, but I don't remember it being this well. And then you have all these controls over here on a note. Okay. Close. That was health. And this is DNA. So you have all the stuff on DNA. I don't generally show videos with the DNA because they're living people. And so I purposely chose this one. And then you have these over here. These were in 10. So you have the web hints. I got a lot of web hints to go look at. You've got the problem alerts. He's got a residence after death. Well, that's because he's appeared in a city directory after he died. And then you have the family search button, which, I didn't even realize was there in 10 because I was always doing the hard way on the individual. And doing this process, I realized it's here, and it was there in 10. I just never did use it like that. So you're there quite fast. So you don't have to use this down here. So you're there. So now let's go to the life summary, the new life summary. Now, the first thing about the new life summary that I would say, let me get over here to where I can have my little notes. Okay. Is that I prefer this view, and I wish they had defaulted to this view. This becomes confusing, and you don't see all the rest of this screen. So just heads up. If you go to this, it will take you to the page that's the person page for the edit page. So that's your standard edit page. So you can take and go into this. And let's start with Harry. Now that's all the events. So there's no real advantage that I can see there, other than over the pencil. In fact, I'd probably prefer the pencil, but here you get the spouses. Now, what can you do with this? Well, first off, you come over here and hit these buttons, and you can go to that person. You can edit that person. You can unlink that person, and you can delete that person. Then down here, you can add a child to this family. You can rearrange these children. Okay, so this is your children, and you're rearranging them. Here's a second family, and you can add a child. You can add a spouse. You can rearrange the spouses. Now that's been asked for 1,000 ways. Now it was always up here in this palette up here. Rearrange children and rearrange spouses was up here, but you had lots of clicks to get to. You're right here. You can see everything and jump back and forth between them. So I plan on using this a lot. And this is parents and siblings. And when they say rearrange children, you're rearranging siblings here. Okay. And you can add a sibling and you can add parents. And then you have the same three buttons over here. You can go to that person, you can edit that person, you can unlink that person, and you can delete that person. So if you're working on an individual and you find a record that has multiple people in it, you can jump right here and add them without having to take and go through a lot of clicks to get to it and go on. So in my opinion, this is something I'm going to use a lot, and I probably would not have noticed it if I hadn't have been given this assignment. The attachment will, like I said, will have the where you can take and get stuff. Now, let's go back here, and I'm going to jump through all these slides because I didn't use any of them, and go down to here. Okay, now this video will be in the RootsMagic 11 playlist, and you can take and go there and replay all of RootsMagic 11 ones. I've done one on that was AI, doing an AI prompt. I'm using RootsMagic 11 for AI prompts a lot. It gives you a neat summary that the person that you can take and then copy to a clipboard and use for other purposes. Like when you're writing something about that person, you can sit there and look at it. And did I cover that? And did I cover that? It's like a checklist. Please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. I will respond to comments, but it may take a while. I really appreciate comments. I really do. The more comments, the better. I'm not perfect, and these videos are definitely not perfect. But I want you to comment on them, and let's see if I can get it improve a little bit here. And thank you. I appreciate your time. You have a great day now.